he's dressed ready for Christmas.
Oh,
yeah.
Are these the Christmas colors?
Well, now listen,
No,
now
but
they're even changing it.
No, but you are.
Now, you know they're changing it. So
Into
there are
what
white
colours?
trees. There are different kinds of
So
trees now.
yesterday, I think I saw Toke Makinwa's tree, and it was black and white.
Exactly.
It was black and
so
white.
right now,
Oh no, but you are
people
repping
moving
more.
away from the convention. Well, because I'm sitting on this as well. It's orange, but it probably looks red on TV, so I probably look like the Christmas tree. But I'm ready for it. How are you?
Very well, yes.
Yeah.
Very, very, very well.
Very well.
But this morning, I don't want to comment on anything.
Why?
Current affairs, political. I don't want to. Yeah.
What's happening?
There's nothing happening.
You're tired of all the issues?
I'm indifferent. That's what I'll say.
But that's the problem.
That's what I'll say.
I mean, I feel like everybody needs to take a position. Because if we say we're indifferent, then we're going to allow these politicians to keep
how many times
toying with our emotions over and over and over again.
So this morning, let me put it this way. This morning, I am not in the place or the spot for anybody to toy with my emotions. Because yesterday, I keenly followed everything. Do you know what the highlight was for me? I even tweeted it. So it's like now we don't understand English or we cannot speak English. You understand? For us to even get the simple understanding of a speaker and the speaker. I tweeted about it yesterday.
What do you think of that confusion about whether he had to hold his position as a member while presiding?
Unfortunately, I'm not a member of parliament.
Yeah.
But from the little I've read and from what I know from experience, from everything that's been happening, once you take up the position of the speaker, you are the speaker and not a speaker.
Sorry, come again.
Once you take up the position of the speaker. So let me bring it down here. So somebody like either Purple or Na, you know what they do here? They help us at the back. Now, for any reason, if one of us is not here and they have to sit in our stead, Na is no more the lady in the control room or the intern. She's the host. She's the presenter.
But she also doubles as the producer or the intern. It doesn't take that away from her.
So hold on, but at that opportune moment,
no, she can still do her job as a presenter.
No, but she's not producing. No, but
we do it.
Hold
I'm
on.
a presenter, but I'm also a producer.
We all do it, but
exactly.
At this point in time, you're not producing the show. Coco is at the back helping us with production. You're hosting the show at this moment.
Well, if you're using this example, I disagree because again, I'll use our Science Day show as an example.
Are you trying to get me to talk about the issue?
No, I'm just saying, since we're talking about this,
I don't want to talk
I'm just
about
saying
it.
that outside Day show as an example, I am the presenter. At that point, I'm a presenter, but I'm still a producer. I'm still a co-producer, and I still present and co-produce at the same time.
Exactly.
But in this case, with Parliament, there's a law.
I was just going to come to that.
So
there's
I don't know if we
law.
can compare the two.
But I'm just saying, from a layman's point of view. So when I started, I said, I am not a parliamentarian. But from what I understand, by just the mere fact that I have read what there is, I'm just saying that the understanding I have is that yes, you are a producer of the show. Fantastic. You are also the host. But at this moment, when the two of us, the cameras are on us and we are talking, we are not producing. We are presenting.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Fair point. I get it. I'm still standing by mine. And that is in no way indicating that I agree with the first deputy speaker who said that he was still a member anyway. I mean, that's subject to interpretation. And I've heard lawyers speak from both angles. I've heard yesterday, I literally listened to Lawyer Kasati again, and she said that if you are interpreting the law, you must interpret it by the very simple words that are written in that, law. And so for her, once it says that, you're a member of parliament, and there's really no law that says that once you become a speaker, you forfeit your position as a member
of parliament.
What you forfeit is your ability to vote and ability to debate. But when it comes to being a member, that is subject to interpretation.
So then if that's
it's interesting how they're going back and forth.
So if that's it, then why then did Joe White say on Monday that it was 137 plus me? I voted.
No, he didn't vote.
No, that's what he said. He said it. It's on tape. We can play the tapes 24 hours a day. He said it. He says, so there's 137 of you plus me, 138. It's there.
And he said he voted.
He said I voted, so plus me, 138.
Okay. So that's where the problem would be then. Because, I mean, when you listen to the, the government communicators, they are saying that he only counted himself in order for them to get a quorum to be able to put the question before Parliament for them to vote, but he did not vote.
But he didn't even have to add himself to get the quorum. 137.
No, you cannot do the quorum with 137. You need to have majority. Which is why he added himself
exactly. To it. So then why do you say plus me, I voted?
So that I need to pay attention to, because I haven't taken note of him actually saying that he voted. But at least they needed that majority.
But did you hear him say that plus me?
Of course, and he said 138. I get that. And what I'm saying is, per the arguments that they both have made, I mean, you need to have 138 or more for that quorum to, and of course, that's, I think, Article 102 or so. You need that quorum in order for you to proceed when it comes to issues like this, which is why he counted himself as a member of Parliament. They say he didn't vote, and that's what government communicators are saying, and it's established. I mean, they've all said it, but minority is concerned about the fact that he still held himself as a member of Parliament, even when he assumed position as Speaker, and that's the back and forth. My very simple question, and I've been thinking about this, was the situation with the Speaker, Right Honourable Alban Bagbin, so dire that he could not have waited 2 days just for these votes to happen? Because that would have quelled all this confusion that is happening.
Maybe with his experience of over 20 years of being in Parliament, he could probably deduce that this would take more than 3 or 4 days. You know, it's in stages. And even yesterday, when the Deputy Speaker, who is the Speaker right now, said Parliament is on recess for an hour, they didn't come back. Did they come back?
I'm not sure they did. I'm not sure about that.
So do you get it? So he just said, we're on recess for an hour. They didn't show up again. They didn't reassemble again.
But you see, the reason I'm saying that is because I feel like they were all aware that Tuesday was that deciding day. And if the Speaker had been there, then all this would have been avoided, because then we will have to be debating about whether First Deputy Speaker had to preside over, you know, proceedings in the chamber. That's what I'm saying, that I'm not sure how dire the situation was. Maybe he had already booked his tickets.
They are the only people.
Maybe they already had that appointment with doctors, so he had to go.
They are the only people.
But was there an opportunity for him to have stayed behind, so we avoid all of this?
They are the only people who would be able to answer, because what we also gathered on the ground was that people like Henry Korte was very, very sick. Kennedy Zipon was also very, very sick, but they were all flown in. And now the newest case of impersonation, that's what I'm saying, the newest case, alleged newest case of impersonation, that it wasn't Adjoa Safo who was there. I mean, we've seen videos and we've seen pictures, but yesterday, remember, when you and I had just a little, I wouldn't even say argument, it was a discussion, because for me, it will be unbelievable. It will be totally unbelievable that they pulled a stunt like that. So I'll just leave it here.
Well, Adjoa Safo says she was in Parliament yesterday. Honourable Adjoa Safo, she is still the
You saw how they were all booing and Adjoa, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw them.
Exactly, Adjoa, you know.
But I mean, the minority says they're investigating. Yesterday, I listened to Honourable Kojo Ponko, Information Minister. He said that he saw her in Parliament that day and he actually went to greet her.
No, he said,
he went to greet her.
He said, I was one of the first people to speak to her when she walked in.
If it turns out that it actually wasn't her, would it then mean that all these people have lied to us and they have to face the full rigors of the law? But she says that she was there, she was actually in Parliament. But when you compare her demeanor that day when she was in Parliament, or allegedly in Parliament, versus her being in Parliament yesterday, she was more vocal. I mean, she spoke, which is something we haven't seen, because she hasn't been in Parliament since they resumed in October.
So that was the challenge I had.
So I'm a little confused as to whether it was really her or not.
So that was the challenge I had yesterday when you and I were discussing. I blatantly said, she's the one, because my mind cannot fathom that she wasn't.
Yeah.
There's no way I can even think that so the whole MPP party or the sitting government will pull a stunt. And I'm using my words carefully. I'm just saying, allegedly. Hopefully, she's the one. But from all the angles of the videos and the photos and the very important points that you've made right now about she being very vocal yesterday. And another school of thought, I don't know, I'm just saying, the voices on the streets are that, we'll probably look at videos later on, is that she normally would not wear her mask in Parliament all through and through. And on, was it Tuesday or Monday? The day that she came, was it Monday?
Tuesday.
She wore it all through and through. She didn't even take it
Omicron.
off.
Andrea, she had to prove a point that she was actually the one, so she didn't have a choice. Yesterday, she didn't have a choice than to walk into Parliament without her mask. Okay. Because she had to somehow prove that maybe she was the one and she's actually in Parliament.
She's taking her vaccination shot, so without the mask, Omicron.
It was her demeanor on Tuesday and yesterday that made me question if it was really her. Again, she says that she's not the one. She said emphatically yesterday, and she said it was an indictment on womanhood for what Honorable Kudeta Blakwa had
think that
said,
she should dress in a
because she cannot force
way.
him to dress otherwise. So she says she's the one. But carefully study her demeanor on that day, on Tuesday when she was there, as against yesterday. What suddenly changed for her to become so vocal all of a sudden?
And you see,
what I find to be disturbing, yesterday the Deputy Majority Whip, Honorable Habibi Idrisu, because he was the one that escorted the Tuesday Ajwa out of Parliament. And when they asked him why, when they asked him why, he said that he spoke to her and she said she was hungry. So she needed to leave Parliament immediately. So he escorted her out. She actually had a conversation with the wife of the finance minister before she went to her office. She said she was hungry. So she had to leave right after that. And I'm thinking, okay. She was hungry, which is why she immediately left. Did you see? That's only office. I'll be working out.
It's true. So I might as well just.
This is your office.
Okay. Please, can you bring me the hot water?
but also,
I can drink some tea.
Take notice of how the MPs that were at the back, towards the exit of the chamber, kept looking at her. I mean, I'm not starting any theory or anything, but sometimes you have to just observe a little more. It was a little confusing why they were looking at her that way. Was it that they were shocked because they hadn't seen her in Parliament since October when they resumed sitting? Or were they actually trying to figure out if it was really her? Again, she has said emphatically that she was the one in Parliament. So until we have any face recognition technology that can prove otherwise, as we sit here, Ajwa said she was in Parliament, so she was in Parliament.
Merry Christmas.
But quick one again. Yesterday, Honorable Kojo Ponkuma was speaking, and he was saying that there are various stages to the budget. So the first stage was the policy document, which they needed to be passed in Parliament. And that if minority had any concerns, there's estimation and appropriation stage. And so the policy document was not exactly a contract. So it was not binding on anyone. That even though we have introduced e-levy, that means that the 1.75% is what is going to be implemented. Allow us to at least approve it. And then when it comes to estimation, that's when you bring in the figures and we can all edit it at that point.
Then
but minority said that we will not agree to that because at least include it in the policy document before you put it out. Because what's the guarantee that you will change it?
That's what Mama Yariga said. That even though they've had too many meetings behind closed doors, discussing the concessions and everything and the push that, you know what, let's just go ahead and approve it. And then when it comes to appropriations and estimates, we'll say that, okay, e-levy will be tweaked to this amount and all that. I was listening to Kojo Ponkuma yesterday as well, when he says that government is actually preparing to sit with the telcos. Because so far, they haven't even sat with the telcos through which
they have actually. So they did. And he said yesterday that they interacted and they deliberated with the powers that were, like the stakeholders that really mattered at that point. However,
that's what he meant.
That was after the telcos had come out to say that they were not engaged. So he said that they engaged them subsequently. However, they're looking forward to further engagements.
So that will be in 2 weeks, he mentions. And that's when they will probably look at, okay, Charlie, you've got me to speak this morning.
Should we play that video of Honorable Ajwa again? Just for people to watch. Maybe Tuesday's own and yesterday's own, if there's time, by the way. But this is TV3Newday, and we have a lot coming up. I can't wait for the big issues to find out how they'll argue for and against the motion in this chamber. We'll be right back.